Good evening, everyone. I am Karen.
And I'm Leela.
Welcome to another episode of These
Can't.
Can't Be My Kids.
Where parenting never ends, sanity is optional, and somehow
We're
we're
still
still
footing
footing
the
the bill.
bills.
Y'all.
Y'all, we have done 10 episodes. It has been 10 weeks of These Can't Be My Kids.
Ooh, yes.
And we are just we are just overjoyed, excited. We thank y'all for
Tuning in.
listening, whether it was on the clips, the TikTok, watching the full video. We appreciate you. We appreciate our subscribers. It has been a roller coaster of 10 weeks. You know what I feel like?
What?
You know when reality shows first come on, like if you think about you ever used to watch watch all
I
reality
watch
shows.
all reality
But
TV.
like the Housewives reality
Oh,
shows.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
Hmm.
And you know how that first season, they all, even though they supposed to be all rich and everything, they all look kind of crazy
Oh,
still.
yeah.
And then
Girl,
by the time they get to the sixth
after
season,
they get their
yeah,
makeovers,
they
they have their beauty glam
yes,
squad, all that kind of stuff.
that's
Yeah,
yeah,
that's how we going to come back.
that's how we gonna
We
come back,
coming
right?
back with our beauty
Yeah,
glam squad.
that's how I think it's gonna be. Because listen, y'all, I will be less
Oh,
gray next when I come back.
okay, okay.
These kids grade me out this
They
season.
messing with us. They mess with
Woo,
us.
right?
Yeah. Oh,
They done messed me up so season. I didn't even want to put my weave in because I probably would have been uh yeah.
all that to say, y'all, that we are breaking this up in seasons
Yeah,
now.
we
So
are.
we are going to be taking some breaks in between so that we can kind of recap, recoup, get our glam squad.
Yeah. And make sure we come back giving you the content that you know you want, you deserve, and have that
Mm-hmm.
conversation because this season was one about getting to know us, right? Getting to
Mm-hmm.
know two crazy sisters that are mothers to
Yeah.
9, 10, 11. I don't know how many
Too
kids,
many
too
kids.
many kids. Because, we not just mothers to our own kids, there's the extended kids that we're mothers to. So,
Listen, the crazy thing is we ain't even talk about the extended kids yet.
oh,
So wait till that come in play. So
listen,
the
Linda.
stories do not stop. She's
I,
supposed to say, "Listen, Leela."
I know, but it just, listen, Leela. Listen, I was just talking, was it today? It was just today about my extended daughter. I was
Mhm.
talking about her today, and I
Mhm.
was like, "Oh, she don't know. She about to get an episode because this right here."
Yes.
But I was just talking about that today. So, yes, we are going to take a 2 week break just so that we can get our own recuperation and fill our cups up and come back. Come back a little bit bigger and better than we were this season. But again, this season was about you just getting to know us, getting to know our children, some of the
Mhm.
things that we dealt with, deal
Deal
with,
with
and
regularly.
continue
Yes.
to
Deal
deal
with
with.
regularly. Yes.
We
It doesn't end. It really doesn't end. And that's kind of the premise behind everything that we've been doing. Honestly, we talk about parenting adult children because it never ends. Like as long as you're alive and they're alive, then you are always that parent. But it comes with joys, it comes with laughter, it comes with sadness, it comes with tears,
a lot.
it comes with all of those things.
These
And
past 2 weeks has been a lot of tears for me.
yes. And we will grow. We will grow as we share with you, and we want you to grow and share with us.
I seen this. I was having this conversation with somebody, and I was telling them that we have a podcast, telling them what the podcast was about,
Mhm.
and they were like, "Oh my God, y'all are normalizing being y'all are normalizing the conversation about being parents of adult children
Mm.
because we had this crazy delulu thought that when our kids turn 18, when they turn 21, or when their brains are supposed to fully develop at 25,
Mm-mm.
our job is over, but it's not over.
Nowhere near.
And we don't talk about all the things that we still go through. So when they said to me, we are normalizing that conversation, I was like, oh yes we
Okay.
are.
Like people know. Yeah, we're not just parents. Like people always, when they think of parents, they just think little kids. They think, the infants, the toddlers, the babies,
Yep.
and the teenagers. And, after that teenage stage, people be like, oh, yay. And then people be like, "Oh, all my kids went off to school or college or got jobs, and I'm an empty nester." but they all come back. And that's what we never talk about. We never
Yeah.
talk about that they always come back. Maybe not every single one of them, but generally every couple or a single person that I know that is a parent of adult kids, they will always tell me that one of their kids came back home, and then you had to kind of help them through whatever it is that you have to help them through.
Right.
So, it's definitely just a natural part of parenting. And I'm glad that, we're sharing our stories and telling other people it's okay to share that story and normalizing it, as you said, like as they said, because it's not something to shy away from. I mean, it's just natural. We need groups too. We need, we,
Girl,
listen,
isn't it? We said that in the first
we
episode.
need
We
support
need a
groups
support group,
too.
a one eight
Yes.
hundred hotline to call. Who can I call when my child done made the 100th poor decision? And I'm like, what?
Yeah,
Or
it's
or
crazy.
or when you need support, talk me through how to create
Help
this
me, please
boundary.
help
Yes,
me. Yes.
help me, help you.
Yes.
All right.
Like, okay.
So definitely, but it has been. I said it the other day. I was like, "Yo, we have done 10 weeks. Time
I
is
know it went
flying."
by so fast. Yeah. When we said 10 episodes for the first season, I was like, okay. But I didn't realize like it came so quick.
Yeah.
It feels like it hasn't even been that. Just think, well, the first episode dropped on April Fool's Day though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
April Fool's Day is
Yeah.
every day with my kids.
Oh, for us,
For
on there,
us,
for them, it's
I
Christmas
know.
every day.
Like,
What you give me for Christmas today, Mom?
I ain't
Yeah.
giving you nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it has definitely been exciting, and even so, in that, how has your kids been in reference to knowing that we're talking about them, and we've even talked about them already for 10 straight
For 10
weeks?
straight weeks. Honestly, I don't I think they're fine. Like they really haven't said, I mean, they make comments here and there. A couple of them comment on the podcast, on the channel or the TikTok or whatever, wherever they're commenting. But overall, it's pretty well received. They know that the stories are true. The funny thing that I find is like their friends, some of their circle of people are like, "Oh, was your mom talking about you this week, or which one of y'all was she talking about?" Because we haven't really distinguished, which child it is. We
Yeah.
kind of just go this one, the middle one, the older one, and people who, family know who they are, but like external people don't know which one falls into that category. So it's been interesting because they're like, "Oh, I have to tell everybody whether or not I was the one with the stripper pole," and I'm like, "Y'all, listen. You tell them if you want to, because the secret was safe with me." So I guess it wasn't because I told, right? But overall, I think they've been fine. I mean, I think they're supportive, and they're kind of fans of the show now too. So go ahead, y'all. And that's something to say, right? Because I know my
Yeah.
kids listen because they're my kids, right? And it's me. But their friends listen, and their friends are enjoying it. So at the very least, it's like, hey, it's not just for parents. It's a support group for us, but then other people can tune in too. So don't let your kids listen. Let your kids tell them, like, listen, it ain't just us, it's other people too that do the same thing. So
I think it's yeah, my kids have been very supportive as
yeah,
well. And like my boys, they be like, "Really, Mom?
like you had to tell that.
You had to," especially the episode with the tattoos.
Oh girl, I know he was like, why you had to try to call me out on the tattoo. Look, he even got on me in that one. Remember?
Yeah, he
He was
did.
like, why Auntie had to say something about jail? Like, what's wrong with her? Why she trying to play me like that? I wasn't trying to play him specifically. I was just saying, like, when you say that you don't want to work, I mean,
Yeah,
jail is always an
an
option.
option, right? Yeah,
But
and then it was, and with the girls. So my youngest was like, "It's." I feel like all 5 episodes were about me. Are you going to get on to another kid? First of all 5 episodes were not about you. I
I
did
mean,
mention you a couple of times, but hey, you have great
I
content.
was gonna say when the content comes, the content
Content
comes.
comes, right?
Like, unfortunately, maybe if you slowed it down a little bit, then maybe you wouldn't be such a hot topic of conversation.
And then my
Hmm.
oldest, her favorite part is when I said that she had a PhD in judgment.
Oh yes, she relished that one. I'm surprised she ain't hang something up on her wall.
Right?
She probably got a frame somewhere. PhD judgment.
But
Yes.
yeah, they have been really supportive, and I'm surprised because we're talking about them. But we'll see how they feel next season, because next season I'm probably
Oh,
gonna be dropping names.
yeah.
Okay, so that way we ain't gotta wonder who we talking
It
about.
might get a little spicy next
Yeah,
season, a
next
little,
season will
little more.
definitely get a little
I tell you,
spicy.
some of the next season is definitely gonna have some relationship topic
Oh,
episodes, so that's
yes.
definitely gonna be a little spicier because nobody likes to hear about their poor relationship decisions
Ooh,
or
core relationship decisions.
or or even friendships, right?
Yeah,
Like those friendships that they kind of don't know how to get out of or whatever the case may be. So it's gonna be really interesting.
that's
Lots of
really
good
good.
content.
That's a really good one, because talking to my oldest the other day, she was talking about how she and her best friend for years ago, when she lived in Virginia, they just reconciled, and it's been years,
Mm.
and they just reconciled. So that is really good. Like, it's not just romantic relationships;
No,
it's these
it's your
friendships.
friendships and
I'm single, you're married, so I think too, speaking about relationships, how our relationships affect the kids. Like, because
yeah, I
your
know.
your daughter be coming at you in your marriage like she been
I
married for
know.
100 years.
She ain't even been in a real relationship. Always trying to tell me how to be a married woman. So
Right.
yeah,
And
she be
then,
like, "You need to do this." I'm like,
yeah. And then my kids are always coming at me on what type of man I need to have, when nobody
They ain't even got none. It
right.
always cracks me up, y'all, when the people who don't have a man give advice on how to get a man. I'm sorry. Did I say that?
Yeah, no, that's true.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially when they ain't even your age. Like, and not saying that you have to be a certain age, but I'm pretty sure that you dated more people than they have and kind of have a better understanding of what it is you're looking for in a relationship. So for them to kind of be like, oh, you shouldn't date that kind of person, it's like, where do they get that from?
Girl, that comes back from the episode that we talked about who's really the parent, when they feel as though they're parenting us.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with my oldest daughter the other day, and I said, listen, because being the oldest, especially when this is my favorite one, and when they be like, I helped raise your kids,
Mm.
right? And you be like, because you babysit it.
Yes.
But in talking to her, we had this conversation, like, being the oldest, your husband said this to me the other day. He was like, there's a reason why there's the oldest and there's the youngest, right? And
Mm.
we know the logical reason behind it, but there's a reason why there's the oldest and there's a reason why there's the youngest, and each play a different position. And I had to have a conversation with my oldest, because I was like, I understand, with you being in that oldest child position, you had to babysit more, you had to do more chores. My
Mhm.
my discipline with you was so much different than it is with your younger sister. And then I was wild crazy, still learning myself. So there are times where you felt as though you had to be my parent. And
Correct.
I just said to her the other day, I said, but I release you.
Like you don't have to parent me no more.
I release you from
You don't have to raise nobody no more.
the thought,
I'm
except for
sorry,
your
except
own
for your
children.
own kids.
Right. I release you from the thought, the feeling, whatever you have that gave you the assumption that you
That you
have
had to
to
raise
raise
me.
me, because I am 53. I am grown. I'm an adult. And I have to, whatever I'm still learning, I will learn it on my own. You adult, you parent your kids, but I release you. And that was a real conversation. So that again goes into relationships, and just about, them kids thinking that they
They
parent
parent,
us. They
yeah.
don't seem to
It's
understand that.
interesting that both of our older kids always be talking about how much they had to babysit. I'd be like, get out of here, girl.
Do they not know what? See, that's another thing. They don't even know what,
They don't even listen. I can't.
what?
That's another
That's a whole
season.
nut,
Season 3.
right?
Whole different season.
That's, yes,
Ooh,
honey.
maybe we'll dedicate a season to one kid,
Oh,
or to
girl.
the oldest. We should dedicate a
Oh, a
season
season to
to
the
the
oldest,
oldest.
yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But then again, the youngest might get mad and be like, "Well, how did they get an episode, a season?"
Listen, because they've been here longer than you. That's why. Like, this is where sometimes the rules we gonna stand on it, and y'all gonna deal with it. So,
Yeah, season
um,
2, we coming with boundaries, just creating some, or if we struggling with, because I personally, I struggle,
hmm
especially being a single parent. That is one of my biggest struggles, is creating boundaries, um, of I would say for my children, but the boundary is actually for me,
Right.
making a marker
With
around
the
me,
right
right?
with them.
Like
So
saying you stay over there and this is gonna be my little circle over here.
yeah.
But yeah, and then for you, like it would be interesting to see or have that conversation about how being married how do two separate individuals that come together as one to create a boundary for four different personalities.
Yeah.
That I
It's
can't even.
different. Let me tell you, it is different. It's crazy, and it takes a lot of hard work, and it don't always work, right? And boundaries is one of those things that sometimes you have to set as an individual, but
Right.
sometimes you have to set as a unit.
Yeah.
When you're married, right? As parents together. So it's interesting, but then because there's always when you're setting boundaries with that person too. You know,
Yeah. Oh, that.
so
Well, yeah, that's true too. That's
so
true.
yeah, yeah.
I know we started off the season with it's the audacity for me, and then we kind of veered off of that. Season two, we are coming back with the it's the audacity for me, and it's the audacity for me is not just about your children. It's about things that make you go. It's the audacity for me. Like listen, it's our bosses,
Yes.
our children,
Let me
our
tell you.
mate. You went on a date that turned into a disaster. We can even talk about it's the audacity for me. What's going on Love Island, y'all?
Oh my goodness, my goodness.
Season
Listen,
12, bomb. Y'all need to go check
y'all.
it out.
I
Anyway,
thought it was season 7.
it was season 7, episode 12.
There you
Yeah,
go.
there you go.
Oh,
That
she
that's how
all
this
the way. She all the way at season 12. It ain't even.
that's how
Yeah.
discombobulated I am about what it's the audacity for me.
Listen.
Yes, but we are coming back with it's the audacity for me. So while we're taking these 2 week breaks, if something is happening in your life and you think about it, write it down, jot it down, send it over to us. Comment on some of our videos and just be like, listen, it's the audacity for me. We coming with merchandise. We're coming with scenery, our glam
Mhm.
squad. We just
Yes.
coming with a lot for season 2 from all the things that we learned in season 1. Again, we thank each and every one of you for tuning in, for supporting us. Um, and the other thing too is to our silent partners, to the ones that watch us, don't like, subscribe, or comment, but we know you watch because when you talk to us, you say something and you be like, "Oh, on your podcast,
But
oh,
you didn't want to like or comment.
oh."
Mhm.
So I'm gonna need my
Mhm.
silent partners to, come on out the out that shell. Ain't nobody gonna be mad at you.
It's okay.
That's all right, because when we become the number one podcast that parents listen to, then you're gonna be like, dang. So stop being because that's what we on.
That's what we on.
That's what we on.
That's what we going, y'all. That's what we going. So make sure if you have anything you want to share, of course you can always comment, um, but we have our email stories at thesecan'tbemykids.com. We're going to be coming back with some other ways for y'all to submit to us in case you don't want to send us an email because you want to keep it on the low.
Yes.
So we're going to work through those kind of things because we definitely want to communicate with y'all. So we can't wait to come back for season 2. We're
Yes.
super excited for y'all to see all the changes that we're coming back with, and we want to make sure that you enjoy what you're hearing. So tell us what you want to hear
Yes. And
about.
if you have your own parent story
So,
where you were like, these can't be my kids.
yes, yes,
Because the other day I did this short video clip on TikTok. I was venting because my youngest hung up on me.
Mm,
She hung up on me, and then when I called her back, I said, because I actually thought the phone just
disconnected.
disconnected.
Yeah.
So I called her back, even though I thought that in my gut, I still felt like she hung up on me.
You kind of know, but you were just like, I don't really think that.
Right.
That's not what happened.
So I went to give her some grace, and I called her back, and I said, "Did you hang up on me?" She said, "Yes."
See, she was just, that was her moment to be like, no, it was just the phone dropped.
No, honey, she came with all the attitude.
She said,
Okay,
yes.
all of the attitude, right? But I put this clip on TikTok, and people were responding and going, "Well, maybe she was having a bad day."
Okay.
Oh,
I mean, we
okay.
all have those.
All right, but don't hang up on your mama. Um, I mean, people were responding and giving their thoughts, or just saying, "Oh, my child do that to me all the time. I stopped talking to her." Or I was like, if you can't, if you keep hanging on me, you don't hanging up on me, you don't have the right to talk to me anymore. So everybody was giving their opinion in reference to. I said, no, my child did not hang up on me or her mama. But those are the type of things. If you have those situations, and because I was looking at a video the other day where this lady was talking about how her adult children are very disrespectful in a form of abuse. She was like, this is mental and
It
emotional
is. Well,
abuse.
remember
It
we talked
is.
about
We
the
talked about
disrespect.
that.
Yeah, we only talked about like the verbal disrespect, but some people experience all kinds of disrespect from their kids. Like just like they disrespect their house, they disrespect the people around them, their relationships, and so it is abuse. It is
Yeah.
abuse.
And you go,
You know.
where did you learn that?
I know, because that's where it comes from. That's where these can't be my kids. Because I'm like, I don't understand where they learned that from. Like, I'm really perplexed. See, she laughing because you could tell in the change in my tone.
It's like you were
I
really
don't
shocked.
get it.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I
get it.
don't understand
Mhm.
these kids. It's social media.
Maybe that's the reason why. Maybe we probably need to. Well, we gonna keep our name, but I'm just like, maybe that's the reason. Like when we say these can't be my kids, people assume we're talking about little kids, or they always trying to talk about your little kids. No, maybe it's the word kids that we keep putting out there. But at the end of the day, when you think about the decisions that they make,
They
the things
still
they do,
kids.
they kids.
I could be talking about goats. How they know I'm talking about? Just watch the dang on show, okay? Watch it.
Oh my goodness.
Those ain't my goats. You know how people be like, not my circus, not my monkeys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not my goats. Yeah,
Not my goats.
Not my goats.
That's a good one. Not my goats. Oh, we did an episode on that too. Not goats, but we did sheep versus wolves.
Oh,
we did. Like
yeah,
how many sheep and how many wolves we got.
Right.
And I said I had one wolf. After that episode, I don't think I have any.
I thought you were going to say you had more wolves.
After that episode,
you said I don't have none.
None. And in that episode, I talked about the one, and we're talking about my son ASAP. Right? I'm talking. I was talking about him being my only wolf until it come to women. And then, sure enough, after this episode,
the very week,
the same very week, he literally showed
the same
that he was not a wolf.
Yeah.
Girl threw all his stuff over the balcony.
No, that's different. Listen,
that's a different
episode.
Well, I did put up on. I told the story last week about how she gave away his dog.
Yeah, I know.
To the pound.
But
and then said he ran away.
Poor life decisions.
Oh yeah, but yeah.
Anyway, y'all,
it has been it's been a hell of a ride. Let's say that.
Yes.
But it has definitely been a joyous ride, and we are so glad again that you have come along with us. Please tell your friends, your family, your grandma. Oh, that's another thing too. We've been talking to our own mother about this, and now she walking around here talking about something we can't be her kids.
I know. She just want to jump on the bandwagon,
yeah, right. Y'all. Knowing that we were angels.
Correct.
I don't know what she talking about.
She just want to be part of the cool kids club.
That's because you ain't know how old your mama was.
That was you.
No, I was close.
I had the year right.
Well, then you obviously don't know how to do math.
Well, that I can attest to. I will concur.
But again, y'all, thank y'all so much for joining us. We will be back. When are we coming back?
We are coming back on July 15th.
Yes.
Season 2.
Season 2 will be back July 15th. Take this moment and gather up all your stories of how these can't be my kids.
Yes.
It's the audacity for me. And look forward to us coming back. Keep us in your prayers. And we just appreciate you.
We do appreciate you. And every time you want to say, these can't be my kids, just remember.
They really are. Peace, y'all. See y'all for season 2.